Hi everyone, welcome to a monthly collaboration I'm doing with Stmpgrl, who is Paige, called Crafting with Kits, and we do this every 20th of the month at noon Eastern. So for this month I selected it's not a paper pumpkin, it's just a kit off the Stampin' Up website that I had bought. And see, I put used February 2023, it should say. I changed it. Anyway, I have not used this at all. It is the Best Remedy kit, and I'm probably going to do at least 3. I think it makes 9 cards, but I'm going to do 3 as intended, and then we'll see what I can do with the rest. I want to try and use it all. So yeah, that's it. So everyone, I followed the scripty thing here, the instructions, pretty much to a T, except that where they use glue dots, I actually used wet glue just because it was faster for me. And so I'll keep the glue dots to use for other projects. But this is the first one. It's so easy and so cute. These are all adorable. And now I see why it says even though this stinks. This one had some of the little flower jemmies on it. And I did all the stamping first, just like they say, but I did all the cards all at once. And then this is probably my favorite because A, I love ice cream even though I shouldn't. I also love flowers. But also the mouse is really cute. Now, I do not like having real mice in my house. Yeah, went through that a couple years ago. Don't want to go through that again. And now I have a squirrel issue in my shed. But anyway, yeah, too much information. So yeah, I'm now going to try and make a couple alternatives. I don't know. I have one idea so far. And I really do. I said this looked like a chipmunk a little bit. So I might do a chippy monk one. But also, this is what's left from punching these out. It had other, excuse me a second. So I thought I'd do some framing and use that on a card. I don't like when you punch these out, you get these little knobbies. Anyway, I will come back and show you what I've made for alternatives. Be back soon. Hi everyone, I'm back, and I already showed you the cards I made as intended. So I have 4 alternatives, and I do still have 1 mouse, 2 birds. I'm not as crazy about that bird. I don't know why. It's alright for a guy card, I guess. And 1 skunk. So here's my first alternative. So what I did, the negative from punching out these white sentiment pieces, strip or blocks, I used, that's the background, and I just brushed it with polished pink. So I just went over it lightly, and I used that as a frame. This is one of the green pieces, which I don't have any more left of. This piece here, and I cut it down to 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 times 2, and those are glued in it. So this is all glued down. These 2 are bumped up. This stamp was from the set, and the ice cream cone was. I just stamped it twice, and the mouse I just used from the kit. These 3 are bumped up, and I intentionally put the green behind these 2. This one I stamped right on. And because I knew, I kind of did opposites because I knew the mouse had to go somewhere, and I wanted it over here since the tail curls that way. And I really like this paper. Now the only thing is, I don't like any of the envelopes with it because I didn't use the yellow. Oh, and on the inside of the first 3 of these, I did stamp Feel Better Soon. I was so proud of myself because I got it pretty much straight on all of them. I did use Stampin' Up's Stampin' Blend alcohol markers in Pool Party, Polished Pink, and Crumb Cake. And you know, the Memento ink bled again a little bit. Anyway, the next one I just changed up. It's pretty much the same, except I used the skunk on a vertical card without the heart. I used that strip vertically, And this was a strip left over from cutting this green piece. So I had to cut it down to 1 3/4, so it left me about a 1/4 inch. And then it was perfect to get 2 1 3/4 strips, squares out of it. But I had this left, so I used it on here along with the yellow and the pink in the background, because I wanted to bring out the pink in the skunk and the flowers and stuff. And then I stamped in the Starry Sky. I really like that color. Sorry, life stinks sometimes, because it is a skunk. And I did use some of the bling from the kit, but I also brought in these Fun Flowers resin shapes, because this color is Crushed Curry. Now this is actually Parakeet Party, but I thought it was close enough to the Granny Apple Green that it would work and bring more flowers out. Also, I could have used some Starry Sky, but this particular card, except for the ink there, didn't really have any Starry Sky on it, so I didn't. And I used this envelope, again, says Feel Better Soon. So I thought that was cute. And the original one with the skunk was the green. So I have a green and a blue for a skunk. So I just changed it up a little bit, but used the elements out of the kit. I did not, other than one of these cards, I used, well, you'll see. Okay, the next one, I went a little more out of the box, and it's this one. Now this, I brought in a retired set called Birds and Branches and the matching dies. And this does not cut, it cuts out the branches, like the center part. It doesn't cut the circle out. So the largest circle from the Stylish Shapes dies, this one here, it was the perfect size, and it left the inside stitching line on it. So I used that. And I die cut that circle again in white to make it pop off the card more. I did stamp the birdie in Pool Party and Starry Sky, and his little feet, which I think the feet are weird, but anyway, I did them in Calypso Coral. I tried doing them in Crushed Curry, which is this color, and I didn't like how it turned out. And then I used the sentiment from the kit. Now, so this is pretty similar to this, except that because I've got the background strips, this is pretty much the same, except that I put the circle on it with the more realistic birdie, and I still use the same birdie sentiment. But there's where I used those other flowers, because there was no yellow in it, and so I used the Starry Sky resin, Fun Flower resin shapes. I really like them. I have another pack, see? So I really like them. Anyway, and then I did put Feel Better Soon, and I might have somebody in mind for this one. And then the last alternative I colored the skunk to look more like a chipmunk, because when I saw that stamp, I thought chipmunk right away. But then all the sentiments said, skunk. I did color it, and then I die cut it, and then I used this sharp tool to cut its little paws out, and 2 of the glue dots to, I had to fussy cut this little flower pot, which and I got it on crooked, but you know what, that's okay. The Thinking of You with All My Heart was not out of this kit. It was out of Peaceful Moments here, and I thought it went well because it's a heart in the background, and then I'm Here For You. And I did put that up on dimensionals, but for some reason they don't seem to be as high as the dimensionals that were provided in the kit. I used the Stampin' Up mini dimensionals and a glue dot here, so I might have to pull that up and put another glue dot under. And I only used one of the yellow flowers because it had that in there, and I used some of the sequins. And I didn't stamp anything on the inside because I have 2 sentiments on the outside. I could have put the I'm Here For You on the inside, but it needed something here, so I went ahead and did that. So the next one I'm thinking of doing is another bird one. I just ran out of time, but I'm thinking of using this set, which I've had in my stash forever and never used it. It's a Sizzix Tim Holtz alterations. I'm thinking of using this bird here, and it has a die, so yay. So I'm gonna try and do another bird one with that, and I like that sentiment. A little birdie told me you were under the weather. I think that's a great sentiment. I'll hang on to that. I also like the ice cream is the best remedy. So I'm probably going to do another bird one with that, and I don't know, that might be with the, what color cards do I have left? That might be with the green. Let's see, I have a blue. The birds are all on blue so far, right? Yeah. Maybe either the, well, I might use this actually and do the bird one. I don't know, but that's my thoughts for one of the two cards. I actually saved these. I was thinking maybe I need a navy blue, like a Starry Sky strip on something, sort of like how I used the green strip here. And these I thought I could get 1-inch circles out of, or 3/4 inch circles, and do something with that. I wasn't really intending on using this part here, but I don't like having wasted space on the paper, so I have 3 of those I can get some circles out of. So maybe that'll be my final alternative, will be something with little circles or little squares or something. We'll see. I thought I'd come back real quick and show you my plans for my final cards. I changed my mind on the other bird because I started playing around with what I had left, and here's what I did. The 3 negative heart spaces that I said I might get some circles out of, I actually used the flowers and leaves punch, just the smallest flower, and I was able to get 6 flowers out of those 3 heart negatives. There was another smaller space, but maybe a 3/4 inch circle, but I took the pink piece just as it was, put it on the striped card. It's not glued down yet. And then the 1 heart that I had left, I was able to use the retired Pretty Label punch. If you have the cloud punch, it might work too. And I stamped thank you, and that is out of Peaceful Moments, because I thought the flowers, it didn't have to be a get well card, right? And so I thought that was pretty for spring. I was looking for something that said Happy Spring. It's okay. Then I like the little mouse, so I cut the last blue piece down to fit inside the gingham green on the card. The yellow is just as it was. Here's the other piece of blue, and I'm still playing around with this. I think I'm going to offset it and do something like that, and then I may say feel better soon, and on the inside put ice cream is the best remedy for this, and maybe stamp an ice cream cone or something on the inside. So that's kind of where I'm headed for my last 2 cards. I just want to come on real quick and show you, and all I'll have left is really an envelope, because I'll use this green one for this one, and I will not use this blue one for this one. I'll use a white, so I'll have the blue envelope left. I have these strips of blue left, but honestly they're going in the recycle trash. And I have the birds I don't like, but you know, maybe I'll put them in Happy Mail or something. And I may have, I'm gonna have some glue dots left. I'll probably have a couple sequins left, and maybe those yellow flowers, and I will not have any of these left, because you can see I've been cutting the edges and using them, because I use more than they do in their instructions. And I will get a circle or something out of this, or another flower or something. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.